Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today, I want to talk to you about using the video analysis tool for getting ready to write task 2. So, we did look earlier last semester about using the needles in a haystack method. And just to review, a person needs to plan what they're going to do, what needs to be filmed prior to filming. So that would be like having a movie without a script. It wouldn't make any sense. So before you start videotaping, you need to take a really close look at what kinds of things are required in task 2. So this is called the Task 2 grid. And in this, you complete it by taking your rubric and looking at the expectations for rubric 6 and putting those expectations here. And then going to rubric 7 and writing those expectations here. And then rubric 8, writing those expectations. Then rubric 9, the same thing. You don't have to put rubric 10 because what is rubric 10 is your reflection on the lessons that you taught, but you do not have to have video evidence. So this is just all about the video evidence. Now these expectations here, you just copy and paste and put down here for lesson 2, lesson 3. And if you're going to do 5 lessons or 4, then you copy and paste them again. Then do the same thing with your expectations for rubric 7. So those are the same expectations. But what this does is help you look at your lesson plans and decide what part of the lesson will I have this, so that you can think, okay, what part of the lesson, what part of what lesson of this lesson, lesson 1. So in lesson 1, do I have anything planned that will address rubric 6? In lesson 1, do I have anything planned that will address rubric 7? If so, then I put it in this column. Do I have anything in lesson 1 that will address the expectations of rubric 8? If so, I'm going to write that here. And do I have anything in lesson 1 that will address expectations of rubric 9? And what this does is it gets you ready to know where things are going to be when you videotape. Then the next thing, of course, is to look at lesson 2 and do the same thing. What parts of lesson 2 might expectations of rubric 6, 7, 8, or 9 be found? Now, once you've completed doing the task 2 grid, you might realize that you need to go back and maybe make some changes to your lesson plans. And think about what's going to be available for you to show. After you've videotaped, you're going to videotape all of your lesson every day that you teach this learning segment. So my recommendation is to get as much footage as possible, because some things, as you know already, sometimes things happen in teaching that you didn't expect. And then you're going to be using a video analysis tool afterwards. So let's take a look at just a regular video analysis tool. This one is one that I found online, and the way you complete this is by putting in the evidence that you need in order to uh, make um, a good score, make a 3 on a rubric 6. What do I need for a 4 on rubric 6? What do I need for a 5 on rubric 6? Then you do the same thing for rubric 7, rubric 8, and rubric 9. So once you filled that out, then that part, it looks like this. So you can see how this person has put in all of the things that are expected expected for rubric 6, 7, and he even did 10, even though that's not necessary. So I left that in there, but I don't want you to do 10 because we're not going to be planning mistakes, right? So this is I just don't not necessary. Okay, then you start looking at your video, and as you're going through your video, uh, before you've made your clips, you start writing the timestamp. So you can see here in this example, this fellow found an example of level 3 evidence at timestamp 1836 in clip 1. And then he found evidence of level 5 at timestamp 2021 in clip 1. And he's done that for each of these things. He's found what he needs for a level 3 and a level 4 for rubric 7, a level 3 for rubric 8, and then and he's notice he says I can't seem to find clips for 4 and 5. So sometimes that happens. That's the nature of it. Rubric 9, again, what evidence he believes he has for a 3 or a 4. Then down here is where you give a brief description of what is happening. So at this clip that he's describing here, he describes what he thinks is going on that meets the evidence. So this is how I recommend secondary ed and middle grades use, regardless of their content area, I recommend that they use the video analysis worksheet. Sometimes it's called video analysis tool, but I do have it on our D2L site. Excuse me. If you're elementary or elementary literacy or elementary math, you've got a specific one that you can use. So this is the video analysis template for elementary literacy. And notice they've got day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would highlight or circle what day that's from. The characteristics that you need, or the things that you need in order to do well on rubric 6, they're already here. Then you put the video segment, that the timestamps that you see that. How does a clip demonstrate this? So how you use this tool is that you pull up your first day's video and you watch it. And as you watch, you look for examples of when you showed mutual respect, rapport, those types of things. And then you write down the timestamp here, and then you give a description here. You do the same thing for rubric 7. There's all those things that would be in rubric 7. And then you do the same thing for rubric 8 and rubric 9. And we're not going to do rubric 10. I'm going to remove that, not give that to you, because I don't want you doing that. Rubric, it's a waste of your time. Then the next day, on day 2, you need to do the same thing. Go and use your video analysis template for each day. So you would actually have anywhere from 3 to 5 days of these pages. And then you've got one for video analysis template for elementary math. And I believe we can give Dr. Rona Hurwitz credit for these. I don't know if she created them or if she found them, but inherited these materials from her. So thank you very much, Dr. Hurwitz, ESU. But this video analysis template, elementary math, again, same thing. The characteristic that you're looking for are already here. So for each day that you videotape, you go through and you put in the timestamps and the description. Once you've done these things, it's going to be a whole lot easier for you now to take the outlines that I provide and write. However, if you feel like you need more writing support, and that's often the case, um, there is the Task 2 Thinking Organizer. The thinking organizers are also on D2L, and those were created by Illinois State University, and they're very good. And they take you through organizing your thoughts. And you can do it, of course, with your handwriting, or you can open up the document and type into it online. But that might help you get ready before you start writing task 2. Please use the outlines as you write task 2, and you can always go back and rewrite. But the outlines help you organize your thoughts and make sure that you present all the evidence that you have. And like I said, after you've submitted a draft to me where you've used the outline, then you've satisfied the requirement for the class. And then after that, how you decide to put it together in a way that suits your own writing voice is fine. So uh, I hope you get to enjoy using your tools, and happy video and finding your evidence. Have a good day.